Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have any other significant Leo placements, there may be a message in here for you. So Leo, to get started on your reading, I'm going to read from my notes some channeled messages that came through. So the first one is that I'm getting a very strong Gemini energy for you today. And it's coming through this energy of duality and opposites. And I was seeing this very specific image of, in movies, because in movies where they have like a prison visitation, you visiting someone in prison. I don't know if that's like a literal thing or just a metaphor for you, so take it how it resonates. But there's like a glass between the two people. And it's interesting that it's coming through with Gemini energy, because I think in the last Gemini reading, which I'll link above, there was this energy of the end of a sentence. In like the message that was coming through is that you're at the end of your sentence, Gemini. So Leo, maybe you're dealing with a Gemini where, again, does not have to be literal, it's just a metaphor, take it how it resonates, where there's like maybe you and another person on either side of the glass, and one of you is about to be sort of quote unquote freed from that sentence, is how it's coming through. Like the glass is going to be removed, the barriers, the boundaries, that you have been separated from it. Like there is something on the other side of the glass. I'm also getting, for some of you, Leo, this may be self-limiting beliefs. So either yours or others, or like combined, maybe there are some self-limiting beliefs. I'm also kind of getting this energy of whatever's on the other side, or it could be for you, Leo, just take it how it resonates. There's this like balancing energy that I'm getting. So how it was coming through is that one side, whichever side that you're on, Leo, one side was at a disadvantage in some way, or like there was an imbalance between the two levels. Whatever that means for you could apply to a number of things. And I'm also getting this energy that feels a little bit outside of you, Leo, but it's kind of coming through as being like somebody around you is currently experiencing this energy of fear, but it was coming through like this other person is going through something that you are afraid of, is how it's feeling. Or perhaps you both have the same fear, but another person is actually experiencing that. And so just being conscious of what your energy is versus not, because that you may be picking up on it, is just how it's feeling, that you may be picking up on either like a shared fear or something like that, but maybe this other person is currently experiencing that. Okay, and then finally I'm getting the word gathering. It was coming through in quotations like a gathering, but it doesn't, so it could be something like a family gathering or something like that. It doesn't have to be, or like just a gathering of people. But I'm more so getting for you, Leo, it's like you're gathering something. Like I'm seeing something like holding in your arms or something like that, like gathering it together. I was also getting this energy for you that it's kind of coming through with like gathering either memories or something from the past, or like your identities, is how it was coming through, like the different roles that you've played in the past, the different eras in your life, let's say. But it is kind of feeling like past energy that you're gathering, that you will be bringing with you into the future, is how it's feeling. So whatever that is for you, it does feel like a positive energy, but it could also be that you're experiencing perhaps like revisiting past energy or past memories, that kind of thing, or just revisiting the past. and the different roles that you have played in the past. Okay, I'm going to pull some cards for you, Leo. Yeah, you have the first card out here is Darkening. I'm going to get more. Gold. I love that card. Of course, that is the element that represents the sun, and the sun rules over Leo, so that's a good sign. And the new pearl, yeah. Okay, so it does feel like a new beginning. You have the blue vault at the bottom of the deck. Sorry, the blue temple. I always call it that. The blue temple. Oh, wrong book. Sorry, I'm going to read what the Darkening card says. Oh, I'm also getting Chiron energy for you, Leo. And Chiron just moved into Taurus, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And it's interesting because I feel like there's something. So maybe you are, maybe you're experiencing this energy. Sorry, I was just drawn to one of these rocks that I have. One of these crystals that I have just caught my eye all of a sudden. It's a peacock ore, I think it is. I can't remember. Anyways, because the peacock card in the animal deck represents this integrating, right? Like understanding everything that's happened to you in the past, digesting it, being able to comprehend all of, like, you know, past pains. I really want to say for you, Leo, it feels like with the Chiron energy, there's this feeling of like pain and hurt and hardship, and gaining all the lessons from all of that happened in the past, but also I want to say like transforming something within yourself, like getting a new perspective, but also gaining a significant power for yourself through understanding your pain. That's how it's coming through for you. So although it is a bit uncomfortable, Leo, you are coming out triumphant in something, especially because you have the gold here. Like, you've successfully transformed something is really what's wanting to come through with this. With the Darkening card, yeah, this talks about an achievement. The material has been through a significant occurrence, sometimes called an initiatory experience, that has brought it into a state of readiness for the work. The darkness prepares us. We admit who we are fully and bravely, and thus open ourselves to the process of transformation. When this card appears, it's not necessary to delve into what brought you here, the initiation likely by fire that has caused the embers to char. Rather, it's time to heal, and darkness is the remedy. Yeah. So it's something has, well, what's coming, the line that's highlighted in that description for you is, we admit fully who we are. And there's a readiness to heal is how it's coming through. I feel like maybe you are, because I'm seeing something here, like on the other side of, okay, that's very interesting. Again, going back to that metaphor of like the other side of the glass, where I feel like maybe you are experiencing something at the moment, Leo, where you are seeing an aspect of yourself from the past, but from a different perspective, right? From the other side of the glass. There may also be something about like, I don't like, especially with mirrors and glass, like a one-way mirror kind of thing, where it's like you're seeing something, but they can't necessarily see you. That kind of energy. Reflections are really coming through, but it's also feeling like, and of course with the one-way mirror, the side where they can't see into, that room has to be dark in order for it to work effectively. Like that, there's something like that coming through. You're in this darkening energy. Very interesting. And the gold card. Yeah, illumination, splendor, and culmination. Gold is associated with the heart. When this card arrives, there is something of incredible value at hand. It is marvelous and rare. Cherish it. Get to know its properties and its source. The gold card carries a distinct shadow. If mistaken for a purely physical material, it can lead to greed and excess, causing the alchemist to lose their way. Reverence is key. I feel like that's not a necessary message for you, Leo. It's like, I do think you know what this is. You've transformed the lead into gold. I feel like this is also opening up something new for you, because I do think there's I am getting this energy here of like pain versus power. So in the past, maybe there were a lot of energies where you experienced pain. And so in order to balance that on the other side of things, you're now experiencing perhaps the power that comes from having integrated that. It's like you've successfully transformed some sort of lead into gold. I am getting power for you as being a very strong theme in this reading today, whatever that means for you. But with the new pearl, it is also coming through this energy of like, whatever this next step is, it could be like refining your power here with the new pearl. Like this is a card that talks about grit, irritation, perseverance, and to allow things to happen even if they are difficult, right? Like it's kind of feeling like there is a little bit of a learning curve, or I want to say a deeper commitment to something, because I'm also getting something here where the glass is something like, it could be like a self-limiting belief that you have, where it's like if you're because I'm kind of getting this energy here. There's a card in the fairies deck that talks about it's called List of the Shadows, and it talks about this sort of like social worker type of energy, like someone who gives very practical assistance to those in need, and provides very like practical, realistic healing for other people. But it's kind of like up until this point, Leo, you've been behind the glass. And I feel like there's something here of like keeping yourself separate from something, perhaps out of like fear of engaging with something, or fear of like, yeah, maybe just fear of engaging with something. But I do think you were getting clarity about what that is. Like there's something here about, and again, that could be something where it's like you are seeing somebody experience something that you are afraid of happening, is how that's feeling for you. Can I get a card for you, Leo? I do think it is coming through with like past energies for you. The owl, which is another one of these like clarity in the darkness, is how it's feeling. Like you're getting some sort of clarity in the darkness. The owl talks about a blessing arriving soon. Of course, it also represents wisdom and intuition. But this card specifically talks about like some sort of news, I want to say, that comes with a blessing, and the knowledge and wisdom of how to make the most of this opportunity. It is feeling like a very significant message about the truth of your power is how it's coming through. Interestingly enough, Leo, like it feels like this is an aspect of yourself that you that maybe felt a bit scattered is how it's coming through. Like maybe there are like a bunch of I want to say like different identities from the past, Leo, that felt a bit scattered. This is also kind of bringing in this energy of the last Cancer reading, which I'll link above, of like all these like different timelines that sort of felt random, but that you're like now gathering into a single path or identity or something like that, goal, focus, that kind of thing. It's like the final piece that brings everything together is really what's coming through with this, Leo. Like it's the thing that finally makes all these other things make sense. And it feels like news of some sort could come in with communication or a message. It is meant for you, this blessing that I feel like will allow all these other things to make sense in your life. And there's clarity about that, like you being able to see something clearly. I want to say about your past is really what's wanting to come through with that. Okay. Wait, I want to see what the owl, if there's anything else for the owl. Yeah, abundance, clairvoyant, and treasures. Yeah. So yeah, interesting. It's tied to it ties intuition and abundance together. So wealth, prosperity, and the wisdom and intuition of like how to create abundance is actually what's coming through for you. And the gold card. So maybe through witnessing another person, you're getting that information. You have the raccoon, another energy that's in the dark. So interesting. Because the raccoon talks about this energy of a little bit of a shyness. An energy that prefers to be in hiding, but very talented. At best, it indicates talent, tenacity, and skillfulness with a particular musical instrument or creative tool, or anything creative. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around self-image and success. Sometimes using a stage name or wearing a mask works in an artist's favor, but other times it limits creativity. Am I who my audience thinks I am? What if I'm ready to grow into something more? Raccoon energy won't let us off the hook until this creative ego fear is resolved. Yeah. Very interesting, Leo. So it is an energy of self-limiting beliefs, especially in terms of expressing oneself or putting yourself out there, where sometimes the mask can be very freeing, where you're free to express yourself because it's not attached to a particular identity. But in this case, so there may be something like that for you because it is coming out with the gold. Like maybe there's something here where, again, you're on the side of the one-way mirror that the others can't see into, right? There is freedom in that. So it's kind of like, in this metaphor, that you're witnessing these people in this interrogation room. You're on the other side of the mirror, the one-way mirror, where they can't see you, is how it's feeling. So there is freedom in that for you because it's kind of like you're listening, you're maybe getting some sort of information about something that is clarifying something for you, right? It's like you're getting the answers that you need without necessarily being in the limelight, if that makes sense. You're in this sort of energy of you're in a dark, quiet space and getting clarity in that space about something that I feel like also has to do with, I want to say it does have to do with your fears. I feel like you're transmuting something about what you're afraid of. And with the gold as well, like you've transformed something. You've found this philosophical gold. You've turned the lead into gold. And it has to do with, I want to say like your talents, your skills, like some sort of creative expression. Very interesting. I wonder what that is. It's kind of feeling like something where whatever it is your creative skill is, it hasn't been fully exposed doesn't feel like the right word, but more like it hasn't fully seen the light of day yet. It's like you've been practicing in the darkness is how it's coming through. Perhaps out of fear, or just taking your time in order to prepare for something is how it's feeling. And I want to say it's also like brought you a lot of clarity about like a certain process is how it's kind of feeling. Like there's like I do think you have learned important lessons in the darkness that I feel like if you had brought out whatever it is you're doing, or if let's say the glass was not there, it may not have been as successful as if there had been glass and you had all this time to prepare and practice and like learn and do things without sort of like having stakes, if that makes sense. Like, okay, so let's just continue with this metaphor. I don't know why this theme of like justice and the law is coming through. So maybe that's significant for you. There's an aspect of justice in this. Like, let's say you are a detective, but a newer one, right? And it's like for a very long time you have been behind the glass watching other detectives, let's say, interrogate suspects or whatever, and it's kind of like you spent, let's say, years doing this, and so even though you haven't necessarily gone into the interrogation room yet to have your turn at it, it's like you've learned all of these techniques, you've learned all of these skills, you've seen what works and what doesn't, you've gained experience through watching is really what I'm getting for your energy today, Leo. And so I do feel like there is something here where it's like the glass is quote unquote removed, or you're stepping into the other side of the glass in order to gain experience firsthand is how it's coming through with here at the new pearl, right? Like this is the part where you actually get to put in action all the things that you've learned. It will take but that's a whole other experience, right? Because it's not necessarily active for you. It's more, it hasn't been necessarily active for you. It's been more passive, right? Receiving, listening, learning, absorbing, but now you're going to be putting that into action. The bat. So much darkness energy. Again, not a bad thing. It could have something to do with the shadow, though. Integrating an aspect of your shadow and the black egg. Very interesting. So maybe you have Leo in your moon, but it doesn't have to be, of course, but that is just like you're getting a lot of dark energy, not in a negative judgment kind of way. It's just this energy of like night versus day, moon versus sun. Because I do also want to say, though, that there's something here about shadow integration that feels really important. All the skills that you've learned and gained through your shadow, again, through your pain, right? Like, this is transforming pain into power. But I do think there is this sort of ending and closure into that, because here with the bat, you have the full moon energy. So maybe this upcoming full moon is going to be significant to you in some way. But it's also coming through as being like this feeling of culmination, of you've reached the peak or the fullness of it. And then it's going to start to dissipate gradually and transform into something new with the new pearl. But it's like you have reached this mastery of learning how to navigate in darkness is really what's wanting to come through here. Learning how to navigate in darkness using skills, I want to say, like skills and talents that were born out of pain, because you've transformed your pain into power is really what's wanting to like come through with that. Okay. But there's a lot of this energy of a lot of things happening in the quote-unquote darkness. Like, I feel like there's something here where it's like your energy, I feel like, in whatever area of your life this resonates with, again, it doesn't have to be your whole life. It could just be certain aspects. Like, there's been an aspect of your life that has been in darkness. You've been watching and waiting and learning until it's the right time to move forward with it. And all of the things that you've learned in that period of darkness are so instrumental in the next step, the next chapter, whatever that is. It will be considered powerful, is how it's coming through for your next chapter. Yeah, it'll be considered a strength, I want to say. Okay, that's too many cards. Sorry, sometimes they come out all at once. Okay. Rat. Very interesting. Someone working against you behind your back. But I feel like that's not an issue at all because you have the owl, right? That's your energy. So it's also kind of feeling like you're seeing someone who's working against you. Or like... It's very interesting. Like, yeah, it could be that you're seeing someone who's working against you, but it's kind of like you're seeing through that immediately, right? Because the owl absolutely can see the rat that's hiding in the darkness. Absolutely. This may be past energy for you as well, especially because we have the past. Like, because you've had these experiences of pain, you can clearly identify those, and that becomes part of your power, right? That's how it's coming through. So you can clearly see this energy in the darkness, an energy that's been working against you behind your back. And the turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. Yeah, okay. I don't know who this is for you. There's someone around you, I want to say, that is behaving in a way that is against you. They know better. And I do think it's not affecting you in any way, is how it's coming through. The turkey comes through with it. It's like this person knows better. I feel like they family sorrow. Interesting. This person knows better, meaning that they have tried this before and it's failed. And I feel like they're still going down that path of whatever it is that they're doing. Perhaps they are experiencing some family sorrow, and that's why they're acting in this way. Yeah, it really feels like a repeat pattern for this person. This person has done this before. They know it's not a successful path, but they almost can't help themselves. I feel like maybe they're going through some sort of family sorrow. Okay, in the meantime, you have celebration, the tankard, celebration, fun, and enjoyment. And I feel like for you, it's like, yeah, we're going to keep that energy over there. It's kind of like, you know best how to deal with this. I do feel like it is like your shadows coming in to support you, where it is, I want to say just like waiting it out here with the raccoon. It's like you're having fun. You're not letting it affect you in any way. If you are having to pull back your energy, you're okay with that, is how that's feeling. Like, and it's like you've gained this gold. I want to say wisdom about how best to deal with a situation like this. It is very interesting here. Yeah, spiritual love, the lily. I love that card. Perhaps you also have compassion for this person. You have arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Okay, so this raccoon energy is coming through. It's very positive, where it's kind of like, yeah, you're choosing. Okay. Interesting, Leo. I'm getting this energy here. I just saw this. It's the FIFA World Cup. I just saw a clip. I don't watch it, the full games, but I saw a clip on Instagram of Ronaldo, who was acting as if he was going to take a penalty shot. So he had this, like, his whole physicality looked like he was about to take this penalty shot, when in fact, when the time came to it, another team member ended up taking it, and it became this sort of moment of like, a little bit of like psychological, I don't know. There's something here for you, Leo, where it's almost, because I'm getting this energy of like, you're not in the spotlight, right? That's how it's feeling. And that is intentional for you, Leo. Like, it's almost like you're pulling back your energy from being in the spotlight. And that is the right path for you, because there's something here where it almost feels like there's someone trying to, like, block you from being in the spotlight, right? Like, it's kind of coming through like that. There's someone who's trying to block you from being in the spotlight. They've tried this before and it didn't work. So it's kind of like you're saying, it's okay. They can try that. I'm going to just remove myself from the spotlight. That's how it's feeling. And it becomes this moment of like success for you and the ones who are in your circle, let's say. By removing yourself from the spotlight, it's almost like the spotlight finds you right here with the black egg. That's very interesting. The mule and the lion. You have time to act, and someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Yeah, I do feel like there's something here where, again, it does feel like something where, because there's an aspect of yourself, I want to say, that's been in the shadows for a time, that you've learned all these patterns. Like, you can learn how to identify it. Like, it's like picking up on someone's tells. Like, you can tell when someone's lying or not being honest, or like that kind of thing. So whoever this energy is that's working against you, it also feels like they're trying to project some sort of negative energy onto you that I feel like you're also like it's just reflecting off of you. Right? It's just like, it's a one-way mirror. Very interesting. It's not a reflection of who you actually are, but it's gonna work negatively in that person's favor if they continue to do that, right? That's how it's feeling. Okay, very interesting. Are you the mule? What's the mule? You have pineapple and fire, reconciliation, and strong emotion, passionate love or hate. You have September at the bottom of the deck, so maybe September is a significant timing energy for you. So maybe there will be reconciliation here. Just take it how it resonates. Your energy feels very powerful, especially with, because it is coming through with King of Wands. And of course, King of Wands is one that takes action, but specifically knows when to take action. And for you, it feels like you're not taking action deliberately, like deliberately removing yourself from the spotlight. Intentionally, I want to say, like, yeah, it does feel like that. For the greater purpose of all is how it's coming through. Five of Pentacles. Hanged Man. Judgment. Ace of Pentacles. King of Wands. There you are. Under the Lion card, of course. Okay, you have 5 cards come out at once. The Sun, 8 of Wands, Page of Swords, or sorry, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and Justice. Okay. Yeah, the Hanged Man is coming through with this feeling of, like, deliberately removing yourself from a situation, right? It's almost like you're putting yourself in timeout. Which is a positive thing, right? It's this energy of taking a moment to reevaluate something. And it's coming through with 5 of Pentacles, where I feel like there's someone, again, this does feel like someone around you who is experiencing this. So maybe they are going through some sort of family sorrow, right? Not an excuse to treat other people badly, of course, but it's kind of like you can see this happening within them, or you can see this happening in their, maybe you're picking up on it, because the 5 of Pentacles is also an energy where it's like they may struggle to ask for help or to be honest about where they are, or to, ask for help. So it could be that this person's also sort of like self-sabotaging in that they're not acting in a way that would benefit them, but is actually causing them to be more isolated or more closed off, or like acting in ways that would harm themselves. Perhaps by trying to harm you is how it's feeling. So anyways, I do feel like for you, Leo, there is this patience and wisdom that's coming through, because I feel like you can see how this situation is going to end for them. And it's kind of like you're just letting it play out naturally, right? It's like you're, like, it is kind of feeling like, again, to go back to the interrogation room where you're on the other side of the glass, this other person who's being interrogated, this suspect, whoever they are, whatever that represents to you, is going down this path, it feels like, where it's almost like they are not doing what would be best for them. And it could be in terms of like actually telling the truth, being honest. It is really feeling like they're almost like them like digging themselves deeper into a hole is how it's feeling. Perhaps by not sharing whatever it is that they're experiencing, like it could be their family sorrow or something like that. It's like they are not doing what is best for them in the situation, that would be what is best for them or would be what leads to the best outcome for them. It's like they're digging themselves deeper into a hole is how it's coming through. And it's kind of like, Leo, you are just hanging back and seeing what happens is how it's feeling. Like removing yourself from the spotlight, allowing whatever it is that's going to happen. And it's almost just like waiting until the right time to act. That is the right course of action for you. I also feel like there's something for you, Leo, where it's like you have perhaps gotten a new beginning here with the Ace of Pentacles. I do feel like there's a new beginning, a new course of action. You have the King of Wands and the Sun right next to each other. Like that's Leo energy. Eight of Wands is coming through there, and fire, something that you're passionate about. I do feel like you are getting this new beginning. And thoroughly enjoying that energy. I do feel like whoever this other energy is kind of trying to work against you, but it's not going to be successful. Because you can see it. You can see that how it's going to end for them. Interesting. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So Leo, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.